regardless of the suffering that he was going through, that he was leaving us behind. And for many years I thought, how could he not think about us? Was I not enough for him to want to live or to leave my mother here for us? Was we not enough? Why? Why did he do that? But I had to come full circle and understand it was not about us. He needed help. And I just plead to you today, if you know anyone, your neighbor, your sister, if you're a pastor of a church, if you have someone come to you in your congregation, you encourage them to get help, to get professional help, because it can lead to the tragic end that we had to suffer, and it should have never gotten to that level. My mother did go seek help at a church, and the pastor and the priest, said, that is your husband. You deal with it, basically. That's your husband. You submit to him. That is your husband. She did go to her father, a man who was married to his wife for 50 years. You suck it up. That's your husband. You submit to your husband. She did reach out to those people. But I plead to you today to look at it from the child's perspective. You can make a difference. Look at it from the child's perspective who has no say. And you can make a difference. You can help break that cycle, because the cycle can continue to repeat if you don't step in and intervene. Most people say, well, it's not my business. And they try to stay out of domestic violence situations. And I commend police enforcement who have to get involved with domestic violence situations, because I know you put your lives at risk, because the same woman you go to rescue can be the same woman that'll put a knife in your back for going to mess with her man, for trying to put the cuffs on him, for going to rescue her from that situation. I know, I've seen it. So I commend you for stepping in, for trying to help. But also I commend President Bush for enforcing new laws that give policemen the authority to say, move over, let me step in that house and ensure that everything is okay before I leave this house. And also, I ask that if you run across children that have been in a situation where their parents are in this vicious cycle of the abuser and the abused, that you do take time to encourage those children, to stand in the gap, to encourage them, to nurture their dreams. Because if it wasn't for community leaders to tell me that I could, to feed my dreams, those two people are so caught up in, what should I do? How am I going to survive? I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much rage. I am losing control, that they forget about the little people. They forget about nurturing those dreams. They forget about encouraging those little people. They get so caught up in their mess. So if it wasn't for community leaders, like the directors of the YMCA, like the directors at the United Way, who gave me the opportunity at 18 years old to serve on the allocation review board. At 18 years old, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to be in a leadership role at ConocoPhillips for the past 16 years. I wouldn't have had that. Because at 8 years old, what I was looking at was two parents laying in a puddle of blood. The nurturer and the daddy that was supposed to be there to protect me, to pay for my college, to help me, a shoulder to lean on, all of that was taken away from me. I became the nurse for my mother. I became the mother to my brother. I became an adult at 8 years old. That was taken from me. But everything that was stolen from me, God gave it back double fold. And I thank all of you community leaders for everything that you're doing. And thank you for having me today. Thanks.
Miss Swallow also spoke at our Leesville Vernon Parish Vigil on Wednesday, and we wanted to make sure that we gave her a thank you gift for coming 2 days to come and speak for us and spread her message. And thank you.
Sorry for getting so emotional today.